Coming up tonight, an early morning shooting leaves one man dead and two others injured, including the alleged suspect. Plus, celebrating the contributions of the Junkanoo community, several outstanding men and women were honored this Independence morning. And later, we introduce you to a 7-year-old fishing prodigy looking to pass on his skills to other youngsters this summer. We'll tell you all about it and so much more as Our News Weekend starts now. This is Our News Weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Megan Shepard. A shooting sometime around 2:30 this morning has left one man dead and another injured. Police were alerted by its shot spotter technology of gunshots being detected on Nassau Street at a licensed premises. There, police met 3 men, aged 42, 28, and 23, suffering from gunshot wounds. Initial reports suggest that a 23-year-old was arguing with 2 other men within the establishment. He then left, but returned with a firearm and opened fire toward the establishment. The 42-year-old suffered an injury to his lower body. However, the 28-year-old was shot multiple times and died shortly after arriving at the hospital. The 23-year-old suspect also sustained gunshot injuries to his leg and upper body. He was arrested and taken to the hospital via EMS personnel for medical attention and is currently hospitalized in stable condition under police custody. Now, a firearm containing ammunition that is suspected to be connected with this incident was confiscated by officers of the Mobile Division in the vicinity of the business establishment on Nassau Street. July is recognized as a Fibroids Awareness Month. It's a condition that affects some 50 to 70% of women in the region. In fact, last week, interventional radiologist and medical director at Family Medicine Center, Dr. Mikhail Higgins, described the issue as an epidemic. Tonight, a patient of Dr. Higgins, Asia Saunders, is sharing her journey. Asia Saunders says, like many women in the Bahamas, when she was diagnosed with fibroids, she was given limited solutions for relief. She says she knew she wanted children in her future, and a hysterectomy was not for her.
My main thing was that I didn't want surgery. I didn't want a cut. I didn't want a big scar. So I had a sister in Orlando, and we were making preparation to go to see the doctor over there because I heard about laser surgery and that it wasn't offered in the Bahamas. There was a commercial with Dr. Higgins on it, and my uncle saw it. And he was like, "Oh, that's the laser thing you're talking about." And he actually pointed me out to go and check on the consultation with the doctor.
And calling Dr. Higgins to undergo the minimally invasive surgery would be a decision she would not regret.
The surgery in itself, I did at doctor's, was I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised that it was as easy as it was. The scarring is about this big on my side. I was in doctor's hospital for recovery about a day, and I was able to walk out after having surgery.
Saunders is encouraging other women that are living with fibroids to do their research about the available options right here at home.
A lot of people are fearful now because cancer's on a ramp, and they're not willing to go and see a doctor, and we just mimic the pain and just go through our daily lives. But any pain, any feeling of discomfort, especially during your menstrual time, I would say go see a doctor. If they're giving you that you have to do surgery, Dr. Higgins is available. You don't have to do surgery. You don't have to go out of the Bahamas to do surgery. Dr. Higgins is right here. Because most doctors will say, "Oh, take a hysterectomy, you have to get this out, get your womb out, you can't have any more children." All those options they would give you, because I went through the same.
It is often said that it's important to give a man his flowers while he's alive. And that's just what happened with a number of residents who have made significant contributions to the Junkanoo community. The ceremony taking place just before the annual People's Rush this Independence morning. We spoke to some of the recipients who were dressed in their awarded aquamarine blazers about the exciting moment.
Well, it's a long time coming, and I appreciate it. I appreciate Lottie who put my name in to get this award. And of course, you know, my sister who introduced me at the age of 5, and my brother It's a good, I mean, it would have been good if they were here, but nothing happens before it's time, and I do appreciate the award.
It's a good feeling to be honored in the country, pay recognition to achievements and hard work. So it's a pleasure and it's an honor.
And for Stephen Bain, it's all about passing the torch.
It feels great. I think it's about time, and then what I like about it is the fact that you're doing something so that it could encourage the next generation. You know, it's an incentive. I think it's a great thing when you honor persons who have sweat in the vineyard and toiled, and you got to take it seriously because the whole effort in service is for us to make mankind better.
Tropical Gyros now has 4 locations in the country, 3 in New Providence and 1 in Grand Bahama. But this 4th location is a little different. Located in the Prince Charles Shopping Plaza, this location is the first franchise location. Franchise owner Kimberly Marshall has been in the food and beverage industry for over a decade and shares that the idea was birthed from her own experience at the John F. Kennedy Drive location.
I am so excited. The team is excited and eager, waiting the customers to come in. Being in the food industry for over 10 years, I went into Tropical Gyros, JFK, one day to get my favorite, which is the lemon chicken. And that was crazy. I saw it, the line was so long, everything out there was so long, the wait time was long, and I was like, well, all these people here, what's happening here? And listen, let me tell you, after that, it was magic. I reached out to Mr. Colmer, and that was that.
Tropical Gyros president and CEO Kevin Culmer says he's been dreaming of this moment for a very long time.
I look at all of the American franchises that are here in the Bahamas, and I say, well, you know, what makes them any different than us? What makes them any different than us as entrepreneurs, as creators? Why can't we do it? If they can do it, why can't we do it? And so I went about designing everything to flow towards this particular moment that we're in right now, that we can offer our patrons and more importantly, other Bahamian entrepreneurs an opportunity to own a brand that is recognizable, to own a business that is affordable.
2 major conferences attracting nearly 400 visitors from the United States and the Bahamas recently in Grand Bahama. The Grand Encampment Conference and the General Conference of Chapters and Courts are both affiliated with the Prince Hall Masonic Organization. The conference allowed attendees to network over a 4-day period. Director of the Tourism Development Corporation, Stephen Johnson, says they're pleased they're able to bring this well-needed business to the island, as this is all a part of the corporation's efforts to promote fraternal tourism, while the conference coordinator shares the purpose for hosting the conference on Grand Bahama.
As a matter of fact, the Bahamas has now become one of the #1 fraternal tourism destinations in the world beside the U.S. And having this Grand Encampment in Grand Bahama really kind of solidifies what we're trying to do in the convention market. Here in Grand Bahama, we desperately need the business. So to have this caliber of persons in the Bahamas, in Grand Bahama, this weekend, this past couple of days, it's going to be amazing.
We came in to make sure we bear an impact to this community. We normally is about a $1.5 million impact whenever our groups show up in town, and we're happy to be here.
These participants from the United States say their experience in the Bahamas is one to remember.
I hail from Alabama, and to come from Alabama to come to the Bahamas, it's a great event.
The sun, the people, the food, but everybody out here has been so friendly to us, and we like to thank you for that.
When our news weekend comes back from the break, the Anglican Church focusing on the environment, recently planting a number of trees across the country. Plus, Straw Ink Center for Girls expanding their community outreach. We'll tell you how when our news weekend returns.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
This is Our News Weekend. Welcome back. The Anglican Diocese of the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos is doing its part to save the environment. The Diocesan Youth Department launched a tree planting initiative, encouraging parishes to connect with planting trees and their importance to the environment. Anglican Bishop the Right Reverend Lacheboy telling us 39 of the 46 parishes participated, adding some parishes even planted several trees.
Throughout our parishes, we are focusing on the environment. We have a special prayer that we use every Sunday, and various activities to help to activities and material to help people to focus on the reality of the environment. And as you know, this is extremely important because we live in a world where climate change is continuing to ravage, and the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands, as small island states, feel the brunt of that.
Bishop Boyd says more tree planting initiatives are on the way, adding that once a month they are teaching on the environment and the demand to be good stewards. And they say this is only the beginning. Youth Department Director Dr. Travis Fernandez says there are many more initiatives to bring awareness to environmental protection.
We want to have a panel discussion as well. We want to have a panel discussion as well with not just the youth but also the adults throughout the diocese on the importance of taking care of the environment, especially in the realm of global warming, hurricanes, etc., etc. Another initiative that we're looking at, we're partnering also with we're in talks of partnering with the Bahamas National Trust and their mangrove planting initiative as well. We do have a few persons, especially for the Family Islands.
The Straw Center for Young Women is a non-profit organization dedicated to providing quality education and leadership development for young women in the Bahamas. This year, in an effort to display community support, the Straw Center initiated a pillow donation drive last month to assist those in need. The Straw Center was established in 2004 by youth specialist Therina Cunningham. She says initially they aimed to assist young women in their transition from childhood into adulthood. However, over the years, it has expanded to much more.
We are always doing initiatives. We took part in the post-Dorian initiative of misplaced teen girls and young women, and through that initiative we were able to help families. And so we gave families not just food stuff and food packs, we gave them linen. Like today, we're concluding our project we call it the Pillow Initiative, the Community Essentials Initiative, because everyone needs at least one.
With more than 2,500 pillows donated thus far, Cunningham says this initiative would not be possible without the help of their donors. She says this is just the beginning for the organization.
Our future initiatives, well, we're watching and waiting to see how the weather goes. We want to give foodstuffs back. We always going to have our back to school initiative with our young people. So we have a number of backpacks already ready to go. So we always have things going. And as the need arises and persons tell us their need, we're going to go out there, seek our donors, see other partners, and see how we can get them back and give them back to people.
Still to come on Our News Weekend, 8 young men on their way to becoming certified lifeguards thanks to partnership in Grand Bahama. But first,
Jonquil Jones and the New York Liberty take to the court. Find out what they did next on Our Sports Weekend. Welcome back. I'm Tage Adderley with Our Sports Weekend. WNBA All-Star Jonquil Jones and her New York Liberty have been on fire this year with a league-leading 20-4 record. Yesterday, they beat up on the Chicago Sky. JJ led her Liberty to an 81-67 win over the Chicago Sky yesterday. The WNBA All-Star showed off her all-around game, scoring 14 points, grabbing 9 boards, dishing 7 assists, and blocking 3 shots to help lead her squad to the win. The team's second straight after they beat the Sky on Thursday night. Sabrina Ionescu led the team with 28 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists. A big storyline in the game was Sky rookie Angel Reese's 15-game double-double streak. The Liberty defense, anchored by JJ, held her to 8 points on 3 of 13 shooting. So we're in the thick of summer. That means lots of baseball action. We're going to see what some Bahamians did. Sebastian Walcott played in the MLB Futures All-Star game yesterday. He went 0 for 2, but he did reach base in the third inning on a fielding error by NL shortstop Aiden Miller. Walcott and the AL lost 6-1. Meanwhile, Josh Chisholm hit a single and scored a run on a home run by Jake Berger in the top of the third, but it wasn't enough. His Marlins lost to the Cincinnati Reds 10-6. That was their 5th straight loss. On the reverse of that, Anton Richardson's Mets won their 5th straight, beating the Colorado Rockies 7-3. That win was powered by a home run from Francisco Lindor. Richardson and his Mets are steadily climbing the standings. They're going to try to make a run at a wild card slot. Well, that's a wrap for sports this evening. For Our Sports Weekend, I'm Tej Adderley.
Thanks so much, Tej. Well, becoming a lifeguard just got a bit easier thanks to a new certification program hosted by the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture and the YMCA in Grand Bahama. Our Sasha Lightbourne has an inside look at the new initiative.
The overall goal for me is to become a lifeguard, take up the experience and enjoy myself while I was doing it.
My overall goal to pick up from this program is to learn how to swim so I can apply it to my career, learn how to swim to apply it to my skill set, and overall perfect my swimming.
That's Benito Rule and El Toro Johnson, 2 of 8 young men now in training in Grand Bahama to become the next set of certified lifeguards on the Northern Island. They will also undergo first aid, CPR, and accident and emergency training as well.
A lifeguard must be able to swim. He or she has to swim 550 yards, which is equivalent to 26 lengths of our pool, 25-meter pool, in order to pass the test. They have to tread water for at least 15 minutes. In the event that they have to go out and retrieve a victim, they have to be able to tread water, legs only, arms only, and with both arms and legs. And then there's a diving capacity, where ones will have to go into the 14 feet of water that we have here, retrieve a 10-pound instrument, and then swim back to a safe point.
Once certified, the internships where the young men are placed will hopefully permanently employ them. Deputy Director of Sports in the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, Nora Spain, explains.
It's important because there's a large job market for these type of skill set. And so we're trying to make sure that we have persons that are ready to step into the job market and take up these openings that we see on a daily basis. At the end of this program, we are going to place them in an internship program on various jobs on the island. And hopefully at the end of their internship program, some of the places where they are placed will employ them.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Sasha Lightbourne.
Excellent initiative. Still to come, a 7-year-old fishing prodigy is excited to share his passion with others. We'll tell you how to get involved in his fishing summer camp when Our News Weekend returns. Beautiful weather on the outside of our studios today. As to what we can expect for the week ahead, meteorologist Ian McKinsey joins us now from the Weather Center. Ian.
Thanks, Megan, and good evening, Bahamas. Welcome to your Sunday evening forecast, where we have currently outside our studios a temperature of 87, mostly fair and warm conditions. Feels like 72, east-northeast at 10 miles per hour winds. Temperatures across the country. In Freeport, we have 87, also in Great Harbor Key, the capital, and in Nichols-Town, Andros, 86 in Allenstown, 85 in Marsh Harbor, 84 in Governors Harbor, Eleuthera. In the Central Bahamas, continuing with those 86s in Camp Bay, Georgetown, Deadman's Key, and in Arthurstown, Kidd Island, 85 in Coburn Town, San Salvador. In the Southeast Bahamas, 86 again in Duncantown and in Colonel Hill, as well as Providenciales, 85 in Lexwell Bay, Acklands, and Abrahams Bay, Megona, 87 in Matthewtown in Nagua. First look now at our satellite and radar imagery. Not much to talk about. Right now, we do have a weak surface trough across the Central Bahamas. This was associated with a tropical wave that's affecting portions of the Southeast Bahamas. Both systems will move towards the west. However, high pressure will dominate weather conditions coupled with Saharan dust to keep rain chances at minimum. Boarding forecast for the Northwest Bahamas, we're looking at winds east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4, but up to 5 feet offshore on easterly swells. Low tide at 9:17 p.m. High tide at 3:01 tomorrow. And in the Central and Southeast Bahamas, we have a caution in place for you boaters. Winds easterly 15 to 20, seas 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. In your extended forecast, possible 1 or 2 showers popping up tomorrow, but most of the week looks fairly good up until the weekend, where things change a bit. We expect more moisture into the area. Highs hovering around the low 90s with your lows in the upper 70s. That's a wrap in the evening forecast. Get ready for work.
Well, a father's desire to bond with his son turns into a lifelong love for the sea. Hear how 7-year-old fishing prodigy Creed Strawn is taking his passion to new levels by sharing his knowledge of fishing with other young people. Our Jean Joseph reports.
Jason Strawn has embraced the joy of fatherhood since welcoming his son Creed into the world, leading them on many outdoor adventures where they would enjoy the water and catch crabs. But he and Creed have since traded in their buckets for hooks, lines, and sinkers.
One day we saw someone catching some fish, so we got our gear and we tried it out, and ever since he loved it. We were in the water ever since.
Strawn says he now spends most of his time encouraging Creed's passions and pursuits, which allows him to teach his son valuable life skills and create memories.
We've had so many memorable days. Recently we caught a squid. He caught a squid, and that was awesome because we have never seen squids in our waters, and it was something new to see, and to even catch it was even, you know.
It's not just the thrill of the catch that keeps Creed returning to the water. The 7-year-old enjoys having fun. He says he wishes more kids would choose nature over their electronic devices.
But what I enjoy about fishing is when you go fishing, you have a bunch of things to do. You get to go swimming at the beach, you get to catch fish, you get to dive. Most of those stuff we mostly don't do.
Creed hopes to share his passion for fishing with others by hosting a 3-day camp on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting July 15th on the pier near Senior Frogs and Luca-Kyrie downtown. The camp is free for participants and includes the fishing starter kit. Here's a taste of what campers can expect.
I am going to teach them how to tie knots, how to put on the bait, and then the most important piece is how to put on the singers and how to catch the fish.
To register, email joggersactivewear@gmail.com or call 433-4765. Parents are also invited to attend. Reporting for Our News, I'm Jean Joseph.
Great initiative, Creed. Thank you so much for joining us for Our News Weekend. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepard. Have a safe and wonderful evening.